Hello everyone. Welcome back. Tonight, we are turning the floodlights onto the darkest, most primal corner of the narcissistic dynamic, the bedroom. You have been gone for a long time. You have rebuilt your walls, detoxed your system, and started to breathe the air of freedom. But then, the inevitable happens. The digital ping in the middle of the night. The accidental run-in. The look in their eyes that hasn't changed. They are back, and they are hungry. But they are not hungry for a conversation, and they are certainly not hungry for closure. They are hungry for access. They want to re-enter your physical space. And tonight we are going to expose exactly what kind of sexual behavior they are secretly demanding from you after the silence. You have likely asked yourself the haunting question that makes your skin crawl. Do they miss me? Or do they just miss my body? You remember the intensity of the past, the chemical highs, the desperate lows. You remember how they used intimacy as a currency, rewarding you when you were good and starving you when you were bad. Now that they are back, hovering at the periphery of your life, they are projecting an image of longing. They want you to believe this is about romance. They want you to believe it is about connection. But I'm here to tell you that this is a lie. This is about territorial reclamation. To understand what they want, you must first strip away the Hollywood definition of sex. For a healthy person, sex is an act of vulnerability, connection, and mutual pleasure. For a narcissist, sex is a power transaction. It is a weapon. It is a tool for regulation. After a long separation, they do not view you as a long-lost lover. They view you as a piece of property that has been unguarded. They are not returning to love you. They are returning to tag you. They want to leave their mark on you again to prove to themselves and to the world that they still own the lease on your soul. The behavior they secretly want is submission without negotiation. In the past, maybe you fought back. Maybe you had boundaries. After the separation, they expect you to be broken. They expect you to be so starved for their touch, so desperate for their validation, that you will collapse into their arms without a single condition. They want the sex to be an act of surrender. They want to feel your resistance melt away, not because of trust, but because of your addiction to them. They crave the feeling of absolute dominance over a person who dared to walk away. They are looking for the reset button. The narcissist knows they have committed crimes against your heart. They know they lied, cheated, and betrayed you. They secretly believe that a single night of intense physical intimacy will wipe the slate clean. They view sex as a magical eraser. If they can get you back into bed, they believe the arguments of the past, the trauma of the discard, and the silence of the separation will be nullified. They want you to accept their body instead of their apology. They want to experience hate sex disguised as passion. There is a deep well of aggression in the narcissist toward you. They hate you for seeing who they really are. They hate you for surviving without them. When they return, they often want rough, degrading, or purely physical sex because it allows them to punish you physically while pretending it is passion. They want to use your body to work out their own rage. They want to take, not give. They want to leave you feeling used. Because if you feel used, you feel small. And if you feel small, they feel big. They crave the victory lap. If you have moved on, if you look better, if you are successful, they want to sleep with you to prove they can still have you. It is an ego conquest. They want to know that despite your new life, despite your new standards, they can still snap their fingers and you will fold. They want to sleep with the new you to tarnish it. They want to drag the upgraded version of you back down into the mud of the old dynamic. It is about desecrating your progress. They want to confirm that you are still addicted. The narcissist is terrified that you have actually healed. They are terrified that the trauma bond is broken. They use sexual advances as a litmus test. If you yield, they know the hook is still in. If you resist, they know they have lost control. They are secretly hoping for that look in your eyes, the glazed, desperate look of the addict getting their fix. They feed on that look. It makes them feel like a god. They don't want your pleasure. They want your dependency. They want the secret. They often want this encounter to be hidden. They might be in a new relationship, or they might just want to keep you as a side option. They want you to agree to be their dirty little secret. By agreeing to hide the encounter, you are agreeing to share their shame. You are entering into a conspiracy of silence with your abuser. They want to make you complicit in your own devaluation. They want you to be the other woman or other man in your own life story. As we prepare to dissect the psychology behind this, understand this. The narcissist is not coming back to make love to you. They are coming back to consume you. They are empty, cold, and frantic for supply. They view your body as a gas station where they can fill up their tank before driving off to destroy someone else. They want to extract the life force you have spent months rebuilding. And tonight, we are going to make sure you keep the nozzle locked. We must now enter the twisted labyrinth of their psychological motives. The narcissist operates on a somatic level. For many narcissists, their body is their primary instrument of manipulation. When their verbal gaslighting fails, when their intellectual games stop working, they revert to the somatic. They believe their sexual prowess is irresistible. After a separation, they rely on somatic empathy, reading your physical cues, to exploit your weaknesses. They are not feeling your emotions. They are scanning your body for cracks in the armor where they can insert themselves. They are driven by objectification. You must realize that in their mind, you are not a person. You are an object. You are a primary source of supply. When an object is put on a shelf for a long time, separation, the owner eventually wants to take it down and play with it to see if it still works. They want to verify that the buttons still function. They want to see if the object still produces the desired output, supply. This is not intimacy. It is a quality control check on a possession they believe they own for life. The concept of hoovering via intimacy is a strategic military maneuver. They know that during sex, oxytocin, the bonding hormone, is released. They are banking on your biology betraying your psychology. They want to flood your system with bonding hormones to reactivate the trauma bond. It is chemical warfare. They know that if they can get you physically entangled, your logical brain, the part of you that knows they are toxic, will go offline. They are trying to hack your nervous system. They are terrified of the void. Without supply, the narcissist feels empty, dead, and non-existent. After a long separation, if they haven't found a suitable replacement, they are starving. They return to you because you are a known quantity. They know exactly how to extract fuel from you. They want sex because it is a high-octane form of supply. The intensity, the eye contact, the physical validation, it fills the void temporarily. They are using your body as a human shield against their own existential nothingness. They are projecting their internal dirt. Narcissists carry a massive amount of toxic shame. They feel dirty inside. By engaging in sexual behavior that is often degraded, secretive, or purely transactional, they are projecting that dirt onto you. If they can make you do something degrading, or if they can make you accept crumbs, it transfers the shame from them to you. They leave the encounter feeling lighter and cleaner, while you are left feeling heavy, used, and soiled. They are battling performance anxiety of the soul. A narcissist cannot offer emotional intimacy. It is a language they do not speak. However, they can perform physical intimacy. They want sex because it is a performance they can control. They can act the part of the lover, the dom, or the seducer. It allows them to bypass the terrifying requirement of being vulnerable. They want a stage, not a connection. They want you to be the audience applauding their physical performance, so they don't have to face their emotional bankruptcy. They want to destroy your new identity. Since you left, you have likely changed. You are stronger. You have new boundaries. This new identity threatens them. By engaging in the old sexual dynamic, they are trying to regress you. They want to trigger muscle memory. They want to prove that underneath the new confidence, you are still the same submissive victim. They are trying to time travel back to the era where they were the king or queen, and you were the subject. They are motivated by pathological envy. If you look good, they hate it. They envy your glow. They envy your autonomy. By sleeping with you, they feel they are consuming your power. It is a form of energetic cannibalism. They want to absorb your light through osmosis. They believe that by conquering you physically, they are taking ownership of your upgrades. They want to steal the very things that make you attractive to others. They operate under entitlement. The narcissist believes they are entitled to your body in perpetuity. The fact that you said no or walked away is an insult to their grandiosity. They want sex to re-establish the natural order of things. They believe they shouldn't have to work for it. They shouldn't have to court you again. They expect you to open the door simply because they knocked. This entitlement is why they get so angry if you reject their advances. It is a denial of their God-given right to use you. Ultimately, they fear irrelevance. If you do not want to sleep with them, it means they no longer matter. It means they have lost their sexual hold over you. For a narcissist, Being sexually irrelevant is a fate worse than death. They want this behavior from you to prove to themselves that they are still desirable, still powerful, and still the center of your universe. They are fighting against their own obsolescence in your life. The turning point arrives when the seduction fails. This is the moment the script flips. The narcissist has come back with their charm turned up to 11. They have touched your arm, lowered their voice, and given you the predatory gaze. They expect you to melt. But this time, something is different. You stand still. You don't lean in. You look at them with a cold, clinical detachment. You see the performance for what it is. The moment you say no, or physically recoil, the air in the room changes instantly. Watch for the mask slip. When you deny them the sexual access they feel entitled to, the charming lover vanishes in a split second. The eyes go dead. The jaw tightens. The narcissistic rage begins to bubble up. They don't look hurt. They look hateful. This reaction is your confirmation. A person who loves you respects your no. A predator who wants to feed hates your no. You are witnessing the monster peeking through the cracks of the human suit. They will immediately try to shame you. You used to be fun. You're so frigid now. Who else are you sleeping with? They will attack your sexuality, your desirability, or your mental health. They want to make you feel broken for having boundaries. They want to gaslight you into believing that refusing them is a sign of your dysfunction, not their toxicity. They shift from seduction to destruction in a heartbeat. They might attempt coercive control. They will try to negotiate. Just one night for old time's sake. Don't you miss us? They will use guilt. I'm so lonely. I just need to be held. They will weaponize their own pity to get access to your body. They are like a virus trying every possible key to unlock the cell. They don't care about your consent. They care about their compliance. They are trying to wear you down through attrition. You realize the power has shifted. As they flail, beg, or rage, you realize something profound. They need this. You don't. You are the one with the resource, your body, your energy. And they are the beggar. For years, they made you feel like you were lucky to be touched by them. Now, you see that they are desperate to touch you because you are the source of life. You are the battery, and they are the dead phone. The disgust sets in. This is a crucial turning point for the survivor. You look at them and you don't feel desire. You feel a wave of nausea. You see their desperation as pathetic, not flattering. You see their touch as invasive, not loving. The chemical spell breaks. You realize that sleeping with them will be an act of self-harm. You are physically repelled by the energy they are emitting. They attempt to triangulate immediately. Once they realize they can't have you, they will immediately mention someone else. Well, my new girlfriend loves doing that. I have plenty of options. They want to make you jealous. They want to make you compete for the prize of their body. But because you have reached the turning point, you don't feel jealousy. You feel relief. You think, good, let her have him. I'm free. The discard happens on the spot. Because you refuse to be an appliance, you are now useless to them. They will likely storm out, block you, or end the interaction abruptly. They cannot be in the presence of someone who does not reflect their grandiosity. They have to leave to protect their ego. They run away from your boundaries because your boundaries burn them like holy water. You reclaim your sacred space. After they leave, you don't cry. You lock the door. You take a shower. You wash the energy off you. You realize that your body belongs to you. It is not a public park for narcissists to roam in. It is a temple. You have successfully defended the gate. The feeling of safety returns, stronger than before. Ultimately, the turning point is the death of the fantasy. You realize that the person you thought you had sexual chemistry with never existed. That chemistry was just your trauma interacting with their manipulation. Now that the trauma is healing, the chemistry is dead. You are looking at a stranger, and a dangerous one at that. Now we witness the narcissistic collapse that follows the rejection. The narcissist leaves your presence not just angry, but hollowed out. They fail to secure the supply. They fail to re-establish dominance. This failure triggers a deep internal crisis. They feel impotent, not just sexually, but existentially. They question their own power. They wonder if they are losing their touch. The rejection festers in their mind like an infection. They spiral into hypersexuality elsewhere. To compensate for your rejection, they will go on a rampage. They will sleep with strangers, lowers their standards, or engage in risky behavior. They are trying to prove to themselves that they are still desirable. They are trying to scrub the stain of your no off their psyche by getting 1,000 yeses from people who don't matter. It is a frantic, empty pursuit of validation. They launch a smear campaign focused on your sexuality. They will tell people you are bad in bed, that you have issues, or that you were obsessed with them sexually. They have to rewrite the narrative. They cannot admit you rejected them. They have to claim they rejected you. They will project their own deviance onto you to protect their fragile ego from the truth of your disinterest. They experience aging panic. If the narcissist is older, your rejection hits harder. They start to wonder if their looks are gone. They obsess over their appearance. They might get plastic surgery, buy a new car, or change their style drastically. They are having a midlife or late life crisis triggered by the fact that their primary tool of manipulation, seduction, failed on their primary target. The internal void expands. Without the distraction of the conquest, they are forced to sit with their own emptiness. They feel unlovable. They feel cold. The sex they wanted from you is a way to feel warm for a moment. Without it, the chill sets in. They are alone in a crowded room, unable to connect, unable to feel, trapped in a body that is merely a shell. They become bitterness personified. The rejection calcifies into hatred. They hate you with a passion. They monitor your life hoping you get fat, hoping you age, hoping you become undesirable. They want you to suffer the same irrelevance they feel. They become an internet troll, a hater, a dark cloud of negative energy. They objectify themselves. In their desperate attempt to get supply, they reduce themselves to meat. They post thirst traps. They lead with their body in every interaction. They have forgotten how to be human. They only know how to be a sexual object. They are selling themselves cheap because they feel worthless. The new supply suffers the fallout. If they have a partner, that person pays the price. The narcissist becomes demanding, withholding, or abusive in the bedroom. They are punishing the new supply for not being the conquest they wanted. They are acting out the rage of your rejection on an innocent proxy. They are haunted by the one that got away. Your rejection makes you the ultimate prize. Because they can't have you, they obsess over you. You become the Helen of Troy of their mind. They fantasize about breaking you one day. You occupy their headspace rent-free, not as a lover, but as the unconquered territory that mocks their empire. Ultimately, they are left with nothing. Sex without connection is just friction. Validation without respect is just noise. They are chasing ghosts. They are trying to fill a spiritual hole with physical sensation, and it never works. They remain hungry, desperate, and profoundly alone. But here is the final, liberating truth. Your body is not a bargaining chip. It is not a tool to keep the peace. It is not a price you pay for love. The narcissist trained you to believe that your value lay in your availability to them. You have broken that training. You have realized that your no is a complete sentence and a holy decree. What they wanted was not sex. It was compliance. They wanted to use your body to break your mind. By denying them access, you have protected your sanity. You have protected your progress. You have protected the little child inside you who was scared to say no for so long. You must realize that their desire is not a compliment. A predator desiring prey is not a compliment to the prey. It is a hunger pang. Do not flatter yourself with their lust. It is the lust of a consumer, not a creator. They wanted to consume you. You chose to live. Your healing involves reclaiming your pleasure. Sex after narcissistic abuse can be complicated. But as you heal, you will discover that true intimacy is safe. It is respectful. It is reciprocal. You will find a partner who asks, who listens, and who gives. You will realize how starved you were, even when you were being fed by the narcissist. Do not let them shame you for your past. Maybe you gave in before. Maybe you used sex to survive. That is okay. You did what you had to do. Forgive that version of yourself. She was surviving. You are thriving now. The past does not dictate your future value. The no-contact rule includes your body. It is the ultimate barrier. Your skin is the border of your kingdom. No one enters without a visa of respect, kindness, and genuine love. The narcissist visa has been permanently revoked. You are whole on your own. You do not need another person inside you to feel complete. You are a universe unto yourself. The narcissist is the one who is incomplete. Let them search the world for a missing piece they will never find. You are already finished art. Walk away from the door. Do not look through the peephole. Let them bang on it. Let them scream. Let them cry. You are safe inside your own temple. The noise outside cannot hurt you anymore. Take a deep breath. Feel the strength in your limbs. Feel the ownership of your own skin. It feels good to be yours, doesn't it? It feels good to be free. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you guard your gates, hit the like button and subscribe. Share this with a survivor who needs to know that their body belongs to them. The narcissist wanted to conquer you, but you conquered yourself. Stay sovereign. I'll see you in the next one.